Lastly, for the previews, so I can start getting to the weekly highlights here and the takeaways from it, is the Washington Commanders. Definitely a team that is super dysfunctional, has not been functional at all for a long time. The best years were Robert Griffin, and then after that, they didn't know where to move with this franchise after his devastating injuries and whatnot. So this is a team that's been suffering for a while. Definitely a team that definitely would like to get back to where they need to be. Um, and obviously that is playoff contention. Super Bowl is, I think, a far fetched thing right now for them, but they need to start thinking about the future and how they can get better as a team. They were 4-13 last year. They were 1-7 at home, 3-6 away, 0-6 in the division, 329 points for, 518 points against. They were 18th in passing yards at 219.1, thanks to Sam Howell. 27th in rushing with 93.6, 25th in points for with 19.4. They were 32nd in the league. They were dead last in points against. They were the worst defense in the league, giving up 30.5 points. So this is a team that is, as much as they want to get back to winning football. It's going to be like this. And, they're already at the bottom. So honestly, um, the way to the way to the bottom, it doesn't feel great. Um, Obviously, their goals are winning football games, and that should be their goals to improve and win football games. Looking at their roster, they are running a three wide receiver, one tight end set for the offense. They start with left tackle Coleman, who's a draft pick. Yeah, it could be pretty decent. Just don't know, much about the guy. So, it's his second game of the year. So we'll see how this goes for him. But they are starting with youth up front, and that's always a good sign for the Washington Commanders, especially when they're trying to build something here. Left guard Allegretti. He's been in the league for a minute. Really don't know much about the guy. Don't know about his stats that much, but he's an honorable mention. So definitely not a guy that had a great year, and maybe he can bounce back this year. Center, they signed the center from Dallas. Now is a Commander. Number 8 in center is actually Biadaz. Definitely reliable. Definitely a good center. Definitely reliable for this team that's able to kind of make a push to be better, especially with their rookie QB that they got. So good start for them to get that center. Good pickup. Right guard, Cosme, honorable mention. Honestly, underrated. Should be a top 10 sooner rather than later. He balls out. He's their Brandon Sheriff right now. So having him there is crazy. Like I said, underrated. Really good at his position. So watch out for Cosme. Right tackle is going to be Andrew. I believe it's Andrew Wiley. Um, he's a veteran, but a question mark veteran. Haven't really seen him have great years. So honestly, this offensive line is pretty weak. At least they do have a couple bright spots there. The QB is Jaden Daniels, their great draft pick that they got from LSU, who I think is going to excel. He's going to be a star in the league. I do believe he will be super super beneficial for them, and they actually get a QB1 for the first time in a long time that they feel uh, rightfully. Uh, Rightfully overdue of one, rightfully as if they have gotten someone. They've gotten a good gem, and that's great to see for this team. Running back Ryan Robinson Jr. He's young. He can step it up a little more. He's still really entertaining to watch, so I'm excited to see what he does. I think he'll be good. Wide receivers Terry McLaurin, honorable mention. He's a 1,000 yard receiver almost all the time, no matter what QB's there. So give him props. He's really good, really really good. Great route runner, great deep threat. So he's going to be obviously looking to hopefully step up more numbers there. I think having Jane Daniels is going to be better for him. The other side, they do have a draft pick who I say is great because he's the McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey had a great time in college. I definitely believe he can step up and become a playmaker for Washington, get this offense to score more points, get this offense to be a little more dangerous. The other wide receiver in the slot will be Zacchaeus, who has been a veteran in some teams, Eagles, Falcons. So, it's a guy that's played his share. The numbers aren't fantastic, so he's a question mark. Tight end, Ertz, veteran, definitely Eagles legend. He's played for the Cardinals. Had a successful career, honestly. It might be a stretch for Hall of Fame, but I mean he's had a great career. So having a veteran tight end that knows what they're doing, blocking and receiving wise, is huge. This is great for Washington. I think they'll definitely thrive with having him there. At the defensive side of the football, you do have a 4-3 base. They're having Cleveland Farrell at the end, which I think this is his time to showcase what he's about. Because right now he's looking like a draft bust, too high of a pick. Just hasn't really achieved what he needed to do in this league. D tackle Darren Payne, number 5. I mean, yeah, one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. Gets it done, man. Super athletic, gets sacks, gets tackles for losses. Gets his fair share of havoc wrecking plays there. The other D tackle is Jonathan Allen. I mean, two of the best interior D line duos in the league. He's number 7. Does the exact same thing as Darren Payne. They're just two like super huge, like strong defensive linemen that wrecks havoc. D end is the old cowboy Dorrance Armstrong. Question mark because, well, I mean, he really hasn't had like the career that's been amazing. He hasn't been productive for so many years. So, you know, it's a guy that definitely is gonna, have to step up and prove what he's about. With the linebacking core, outside linebacker there, Frankie Louvu. I think it's a great sign from Carolina. He's an honorable mention. Definitely, like I said, huge sign. Definitely going to do well. I do believe he will help the Washington defense tremendously. I don't think they'll be 32nd. I think they'll definitely improve on that. Middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner. I mean, they signed a legend, number 3 inside linebacker for his age. He's been, still leading tackles. It's crazy. He's super close to, and I believe he will be the all-time tackles leader at the end of this. No, Bobby Wagner's a great sign for him. I think that's gonna again help their defense tremendously. Veteran Super Bowl champion, whatnot, future Hall of Famer. It's crazy. At the other outside, you got Dante Fowler Jr., who he's going to need to step up because he's also looking like a bust. A guy that was third overall, I believe, or fourth. He just looks bad, man. He just hasn't had the career that he's definitely projected to have, and we'll see how that goes. At the secondary, Benjamin St. Juste, honorable mention. Not a bad corner. Definitely a good cover corner. Definitely going to be pretty reliable. So watch out for him. Corner, the other side, Davis, reliable, veteran type guy. So we'll see how that goes, but he is reliable. Nickelback is Sandstro, who is a draft pick. That's a great thing for him. Again, improve on that defense, which they have. I think it could be solid. At the safeties, you do have Martin, a free safety who's young and has upside to him. Definitely could see him balling out this year. Strong safety Jeremy Chin. He's got the star potential. He just needs to stay healthy. But that's a great signing from them from Carolina to now to Washington. I like it. I think their defense can definitely be scary this year. Kicker is going to be Siebert, which we do not know much about. Hasn't really had the chance to really kick that much. Punter is Way, who's a veteran, reliable punter. And kick returner, if I butcher the name again, I am sorry. Uh, Ig Igbenogny. Um, yeah, I think he's a fast dude from what I know, but not many. It's a question mark. Overall, the offense is questionable. It's gonna learn. It's gonna learn an identity. The defense though has been changed in terms of, I feel like their run defense will be a lot better. I think the points against will definitely be a lot better. I'm excited to see it because this defense does look better. So the Commanders, dude, their schedule. It's not easy, dude. It really isn't easy. I don't think that they will win that many games, but I think they will improve in a sense with their defense, their offense. I think Jaden Daniels will definitely surprise some people. And yeah, I mean, you got to have some faith as a Commanders fan. I mean, you've definitely seen some terrible days. I think this might be the start of a bridge of some really bright times in this organization. So starting out, they did lose to Tampa Bay, pretty bad. They'll lose to the Giants. They will lose to the Bengals, lose to the Cardinals, lose to the Browns, lose to the Ravens. They will lose to the Panthers, the Bears, and the Giants. I think, unfortunately, it has nothing to do with I wouldn't say that that the Giants are better than the Commanders, division rival again. I'm not saying Carolina's better than the Commanders, but these teams I think will showcase adversity and being able to pull off some things. And Washington's kind of trying to retool themselves and building a culture, so it's going to take some time. I do think that they are going to go and they're going to beat the Steelers. I think they're going to beat Philadelphia because they somehow seem to figure them out. I think they'll beat the Cowboys because they're in the division. They kind of know their schemes and whatnot. They will beat the Titans, and they're better than the Titans. Going to bye, I think they'll beat the Saints as well, but then they'll lose Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys. So overall, this is a 5-12 team. I know it's really not that much of an improvement, one game, but one game can go a lot. And, one game turns into to maybe two games turn into four, and then they belong. Before you know it, they're a 12-win team that has a chance to win a division and go to the playoffs. So it's not a bad start to this organization. They definitely have some culture and definitely have to see exactly what fits and what doesn't fit. But this team isn't as bad on paper, but they got some kinks to work out.